One of my preceptors in school told me to treat clinicals like a job interview, and those words could not have been more true. I'm going to show you how in this video. First, attitude. When you enter clinicals, the sonographers there are quick to pick up on your attitude. Are you excited to be there? What's your attitude towards what you are learning? You want to show them that you want to receive whatever they have to offer. You want to be asking, how can I help you guys out? Can I do this for you? Take initiative. Can I perform this exam? They want to know that you are eager to learn. Can I observe you perform this exam? Asking questions to learn more. They want to see that. I recommend when you first get to clinicals to introduce yourself to the staff. Say, hi, I'm Drew. I'm at this point in my sonography program, because a lot of times they don't even know. They just see you show up because they'll forget that you were supposed to be there. I'm at this point in my sonography program. I'm a junior or I'm a senior. I've learned this, and this so far, but I haven't learned this, and this, so that they know what to expect from you. They're not expecting you to know more than you have covered in school, and they know how they can best help you. Also, you can let them know, hey, I'm not that great at this. These are the areas where I'm weak at. I'm not that great at transvaginal exams. Can you help me with that? I want to get better at procedures. I really want to sharpen my skills in that area. Or I'm really good at performing renal ultrasound. So if you need me to do that, jump in and do that, just let me know. Next tip that I have that the director of my program drilled into our heads. She said, make sure during any downtime and before and at the end of the day that you stock the linen and fill the gel bottles. That was a huge part of our assignment as students in that facility. That way we were giving back to the people who were investing their time in us to teach us. So you definitely want to be proactive with that. That's a huge part of being a student, is helping out the department in any way that you can. Another way that you can treat clinicals like a job interview is by being punctual. Be punctual to your clinicals. If you have to be late, then let them know in advance. Call up to the facility, to the department. Hey, I'm going to be late because of this, and this, because of this reason. Or the best way to prevent that from happening in general at all is arriving early. I would usually arrive 10 to 15 minutes early for clinicals, just so I had enough time to not feel like I'm in a rush. Next, you want to be humble. As a sonographer, as a preceptor, whoever, when students come to wherever I'm working and they're arrogant, oh, that's the number one way I don't want to work with you. Okay, you know everything. Okay, I'm going to let you know everything. I'm not going to keep on trying to help you out if you're just going to say, yeah, I know, or you're going to deflect everything I'm trying to teach you. I've been doing this for this many years, so I'm trying to teach you the experience that I've gained. But if you have a rebuttal, you have an excuse for every single thing, then you're blocking your blessing of me being able to impart my knowledge to you. So be humble. When they give you feedback, hey, I think you could improve this on your exam, then say, okay, thank you for that. Keep it pushing. Don't get all hurt. They're being very gracious and kind and helpful for the fact that they even shared that with you. Y'all, this is kind of crazy. But at one of my facilities, I had kept on asking one of the sonographers, hey, can you critique this exam? What can I do to improve this exam? What can I do to improve this exam? So at one point, I intentionally performed an exam poorly just to see if she would ever say anything, ever give me any feedback. I think it was a thyroid exam. I just rushed through the images and almost all of them were blurry. And she was like, yeah, your images are fine. How, Shui? So at that point, I knew, okay, she's not really one of those people who really has my best interest at heart. However, at another facility, there were two ladies there. They were on me. Okay, let's look at this exam. Okay, you could have done this better. You could have done this better. And then I love that so much. I soaked up all the knowledge. I got so much better when I was at that facility because they took the time to help me to improve. And after every exam, I was getting better and better and better. So definitely be humble. That's how you can grow the fastest and be the best in your field. Next, I want to encourage you to, like I said, be eager to learn. So ask for this feedback. Volunteer to do things. Don't wait for them to grab an exam and start the exam to say, oh, I wanted to do that exam. No, ask beforehand. My mom told me this when I was going through clinicals. Since you're struggling in these areas, you really want to improve in these areas. When you first get to clinicals, look at the schedule. Point out the things that you would really like to scan so you can get your proficiencies. So then I started to do that. I would look over the schedule. I see that there's scrotums. I see there's abdomen completes. Hey, so-and-so, can I work on these exams? I want to work on these exams. And I would try to keep them in mind, the appointment times in mind, just in case they forgot. Now, it is very nerve-wracking at first to ask to scan. It took me a while to get the confidence to ask. It really did. But eventually, I would start asking more and more and more, and eventually I got more opportunities to scan. But don't overthink it like I did. Or if a sonographer tells you, after you ask to scan, they say, yeah, you can scan after I finish, and they're wrapping up the exam, and they don't tell you, okay, now you can scan. Ask again, because a lot of times they just forgot. There is nothing personal. They just forgot they told you could scan. So just ask again, and they might say, oh, yeah, go ahead. Or they might say, well, actually, we need to do this because we have these extra orders that have just printed off the machine. So it doesn't matter. At least they know you want to. And the more you ask, the more they'll keep that in mind. Oh, Drew wants to scan this. Oh, Drew wants to do this. Let me let her do that. Now, the last thing I will mention in this video that you really should avoid, and that's being lazy. Oh my goodness. At one of my jobs, we had one student that came. We had a table in the center of our office. She came at that table every single day, had her books. She sat at that table all day. She didn't ask to scan. She didn't ask to follow us into an exam. Once or twice, maybe one of us would offer to let her scan, but she would not get up. She would not get up on her own to do anything. So how much do you think she learned that semester? Not much, because her attitude was not conducive to us in sharing with her, imparting knowledge. Listen, if the facility sees you working, they see you trying to work, they will want to offer you work. If they see you not working consistently, being lazy, they will avoid you like the plague once you graduate. So take the initiative. Stock the linen. Do everything you need to do. Volunteer. Even if you cannot scan. One day at one of my facilities, it was crazy busy at the hospital that day. So I didn't even assume that I was going to have time to scan. So what myself and my other classmates that were there, what we did was, once the sonographers finished an exam, we cleaned the room. We grabbed the linen off the bed, threw it in the bag, we prepped the room for the next patient. Once those linen bags kept filling up, we kept taking them to the soiled linen. We were just going from room to room to room and clearing them out and prepping them for the next one. We were worn out by the end of that day, but the sonographers were like, oh, thank you so much for your help today. Y'all really helped us out. We really appreciate it. Now, last thing for real. If you make a mistake, own up to it. The sonographers will talk. If you make a mistake, unfortunately, most of the time, everybody's going to know about it. Even if everybody likes you, they might be willing to look over it. Like one time, I let a patient who had a transvaginal order, I let her use the restroom. But at that facility, they always do the transabdominal with the transvaginal exam. that was not clicking for me at that time. The sonographer who was doing that exam, she told the rest of the sonographers, and though everybody liked me, they still were trying to crack on me for that. I was so embarrassed. But thankfully, overall, I had a good reputation, so that didn't prevent them from later offering me a job. So this is why I'm telling you to treat clinicals like a job interview, because those same clinicals that you work your behind off at, they can easily offer you jobs even before you graduate. And that's what happened to me. They pulled me back into an office. They wanted to offer me a job, but I was going on a sabbatical before I started work, so that didn't work out for me. But that worked out for many of my other classmates. They already had jobs lined up before they finished school, and that was likely because they were following steps similar to what I just mentioned to you. So if you'd like to see more videos like this, stay tuned, and don't forget to like this video if you found this helpful. So see you later.